Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 7th of July. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have BHP, Arizona Lithium, Iluka, Pro Medicus and Eagers Automotive. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to our free newsletter, but my trading ideas actually come out every Tuesday, so make sure you're getting the Dynamic Investor Report. But if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. And if you're watching it on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. Our main business is in portfolio management, so if you'd rather have a broking account with me directly and have me alert you in real time to when I think you should buy or sell something, then please give me a call and I can explain how that works. And the advice is general only. So we've got a daily chart of BHP. I know I only looked at BHP last week, but I've got quite a few emails wanting an update on the BHP chart, so I thought I'd do it again. Quite simply, we spoke last week about the clear trading range. The risk reward up here at the time wasn't very good. It had to bounce off support, but we could see that it didn't end up bouncing, and we did mention last week that $40 was a major level and would be a big negative if it broke. So look, quite simply, it's broken that level. So the chart does look negative now and we should expect further downside. So we could see the gap down here closing on the lows. For this to be a false break, it really needs to be back up here in the next day or so. So if we could, even sort of BHP can gap up today and just end up above $40 in the next day or so, that would be massively bullish. Probably unlikely, but just something to bear in mind. Otherwise, at best, you might get a movement back up here and a retest underneath $40 before turning lower. So that would be a better selling opportunity if you haven't sold it yet. But generally, this is a negative move and you should expect to see it down here somewhere. Okay, Arizona Lithium. So obviously in this phase it was trending pretty well, and then we got this big reversal here in April. So that was the sell signal quite clearly, the massive gap up, and then it got smashed and then gap down again. So this region here, early April, was the sell, and it's been trending lower ever since. Still in a downtrend, but we've got what looks like a nice bounce here. So after getting sold off, it snapped back up pretty well with good volumes, and then it's just tracked sideways. So what we've got is a sort of little sideways consolidation here. You know, if you're a holder, you could use this as your sell point and your buy point. I'd say a push up to 10 cents would be the buy signal, and that could give us a short-term bounce. But obviously you've got all these major, all these prior levels here where there is going to be a bit of selling coming in, so it'll be slow going. Iluka, so obviously getting a bit of a downtrend here. I'll just move to the weekly chart. This is one I put in the Dynamic Investor Report a few weeks ago, just highlighting a possible head and shoulder. So you've got this sort of shoulder, head, lower shoulder. This was the neckline, and the break of that would be the negative. So we got that break there, and obviously it's come up to retest the underneath and has failed. So very negative. Still, I think that's confirmation we've got this sort of downwards bias now. With head and shoulder patterns, if you're trying to figure out a target, you often look at this height here and overlay it down there. So for example, if I just got my little fib tool to measure that distance and dragged it down there, that gives us a target close to $7. Take that with a grain of salt, but potentially we could see $7 for Iluka. All right, PME. There's a number of sort of resistance and support levels here. So we've got, I'll just draw them all in. So, support level here, broke, consolidated. This was then a new support level of $40, broke, got back above it. So the, false break here. So it launched higher and is now back above this old level. And I think, we've got this peak, or maybe even not quite, maybe even $50. So a couple of resistance levels up here. So on the way, so at the moment it looks like it's on the way back up, probably heading towards $50. And this is your nearby support level for to place your stops. APE daily chart. I think this was a sell signal back here in September. We could see that this old peak here tried to rally up to it, and then within a few days it was smashed. So clearly big selling coming in up here, and then it's been in a downtrend ever since. Most recently we've got this rally higher, and then a consolidation. So again, for the moment, looking a bit positive, rally, sideways consolidation. I guess an upside breakout of here would be the next sort of indication of a move higher, bit of a recovery, but ultimately it's in a downtrend. So I don't think it's going to make massive moves from here. If it does break higher, you'd probably get a series of, at best, higher highs, higher lows for a while. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through. We'll look at it next Thursday.